Good morning. It's been a minute, but I want to talk about love and how to love as well as let love. You know, that may not click at first, but a lot of us, we need to learn how to love and let love. You know, like you have to love something, or should I say someone, enough to just let that love, you know, stay on track. Let that love be the strength in that relationship. A lot of people, they will look at finance, they will look at their current situation, they will look at the person at right then and there, and then they will base the physical off of, they will base their future relationship, or what their future relationship is going to be, off of that present moment, or off of the physical, you know, attributes of that moment. Like if that person has no income coming in, they will say, oh, I love them to death, but you know, I just simply can't be with them because of X, Y, and Z, because they don't have any money. And I'm not saying that money is not a big issue, but money can be. But when you have love and in the mix of anything that you do, especially if you love someone who is willing to try, or you know, try a business, or try to really, really wholeheartedly try to get on their feet and not simply trying to just use you for something, then you can ride that wave of love to success. And in any situation, you know, the message has been lost with having like these, what they want to call them, like ride or die chicks, or yeah, I got this guy, he down for whatever. People miss the whole concept with that, man. They really do. People miss the concept with having somebody in their corner. You think it's because somebody do something once, twice that they're in a corner? No, it doesn't work like that. The person has to add a certain type of value to your life. And the value doesn't always have to be something physical. It doesn't always have to be something that you can touch. It doesn't always have to be a pair of boots in the wintertime. Excuse me. Adding value to someone's life is something that they add to you within. If they motivate you to better yourself, if they steer you in the right direction, if they're always honest with you, tell you, you know, when you're wrong, you know, but you also have to be, should I say, mature enough to even see when someone is giving you proper criticism. When you have someone in your corner who really loves you enough to just tell you the truth. A lot of people miss the whole concept with that. A lot of people they're always on the defense. They're always like, well, what you talking about? And this is that and the third, like, you can't talk to me like that. Like, they're so quick to put their guard up, not realizing that the person wasn't being aggressive, that the person wasn't trying to be smart. Maybe they had a poor delivery, but when you pay attention to the point of what it was that they were talking about, yo, it's like, then if you pay attention to the point, then you will really grasp and catch the message, which will add value to yourself. That's the purpose. Like when you, or should I say, that's the point in criticism, for you learning from the message that the person is trying to relate to you. When you grab that, be like, oh snap, you know what? Maybe they are telling the truth. Or maybe I understand where they're coming from, but I still disagree. But what that will do, it gives you an option, you know, in either way, it adds value. If you agree with the person, it adds value, because now you're like, you know what, maybe I can take from this and I can learn. Or even if you disagree with the person, now you know that you're strong enough to disagree, not on some immature way. Not just like, oh no, I ain't trying to hear that. You know, it's just like you're really willing to listen. But to bring it back and about just love and letting love, a lot of people, man, like we really have to just simply learn how to love again. Like love is not something that is easy to do. I can't give you an exact, you know, definition of what love is, because truthfully, in my personal opinion, no one knows what love is. You know, love, in my opinion, you know, is everything. Is whenever you ask someone, man, can you explain love? I can't explain it. I can't break it down. Like when you're really wholeheartedly in love with someone, when you fall in love with that person, and you love them so much that every time somebody asks you about how you feel about them, it takes you back to a happy moment. That's love, man. When it takes you back to that moment where it's like you can't explain why you love them or how you even fell in love with them. That's a good thing, you know, like, because you forgot all of the great stuff that person has done for you, but you still remember how they make you feel now, you know, because people will forget the things that they do, but they never forget how they feel, you know. people will never forget how they feel. They relate a lot of their current actions to this day off of their feelings, off of how something made them feel. So that's something that you really want to take note of. But when it comes to love, man, you really gotta, when it comes to love and loving someone, like when you're giving love, you have to learn to love a person not for, you have to start loving a person not for yourself, but for them. A lot of people get that twisted. A lot of people, they will look at love as, well, what are you doing for me? Are you kidding me? That's not love at all. That's tit for tat. That's a friendship going bad, because it's the same thing with a friendship. If your friend, if that's all you got to say to your friend is, well, what are you doing for me? If that's all you have to base your connection or your love or your relationship off of, then I'm sorry to tell you, but that relationship has no value. That relationship is nothing more but a business deal. That's it. It's nothing more but a business deal. And the only value in a business deal is the product. So once you get rid of the product, and once that product is eliminated, there's no need to have that business relationship anymore until next time, until you need that business partner again, or until they come back with a new product, then that's when you formulate that business again. But when you have a person who adds value to you, and you add value to that person, now it's a lot deeper than just that business deal. That business deal will become an addition. That small thing that person do for you is just an addition. Now it's like, oh yeah, well, after speaking with my lady, man, she really helped me to see things clearly. But not only did she help me to see things clearly, she really, she went out and she bought all of the material that I needed to even start my business. Now she added physical value as well as mental value, and then you never know, she even gave you like some spiritual value, because she raised your spirits. You're more excited. That's adding value to a person, and that is giving love. Like, you don't want to love somebody for you. Like, and a lot of us, we really do get that twisted. You think that you're loving someone for them, but you're not. If a person will tell you, oh, hey, babe, I went out and I knew you needed a suit, but I got you a gray suit. And I really want you to wear this gray suit, and I want you to look good in this gray suit. But the whole time, he hates suits, and also he hates the color gray. That's not loving him for him. That's you're trying to create the person that you want him to be. You're trying to create the man that you want to see in that person. That just may not be them. Now, I'm not saying don't open their eyes to new horizons, because you can do that. You can show them, and then maybe they will fall into that person that you want to be. But the point is, don't lose yourself or lose the love over you just having one set vision of what you think this should be. If you keep having this exact, boom, this is how my relationship, or this is what love is. If you think like that every time, you're going to lose. Because love is all of the above. It's happy, it's sad, it's angry, it's mad. Love will take you on a roller coaster ride. It will be the best ride of your life, though, if you let it flow, if you let it happen. Stop trying to be so forceful with things. Don't try to control everything. Don't try to sit there and write everything down word for word and really try to put everything into play. Cross all your I's, dot all your T's. No, it doesn't work like that. Life doesn't work like that. Because to be in love and understand how life really flows, the first thing you must come to grips with is the fact that perfection is the understanding of imperfection. When you start to understand that nothing is perfect, but we all must have a mindset and a goal to be perfect, that right there will put you in the place that you need to be mentally. When you start to understand, yes, we're not perfect, but there's nothing wrong with striving to be perfect. There's nothing wrong with that. And that right there will start to add value to your life when you try to be perfect. Be perfect in things that you do, like giving love. If you know that you have someone who needs you there, and it's not about the money, and it's not about something that you gave them, whatever it was, whether you gave them your old car, you gave them a radio, you gave them, you gave them their first table to start their business, whatever that is, but if your presence was there and you was just simply there, and you didn't have much to give, but you were there to talk, you were there to help, you were there to support, that is a form of love. That's a form of love. That's a form of just showing them that your spirit, with your spirit, that you care, by simply being there with a positive light, not being there to criticize or to point fingers, but to be there on a positive and to help that person and keep that person on track. That right there is love. That's love. So, I'm not trying to, beat you guys in the head with it. All I really want you to do is just try to reframe your mindset, and stop always looking outside the box of looking at the other person. 9 times out of 10, most problems in any relationship comes from that person not looking in the mirror. 9 times out of 10, most problems out of any relationship comes from that person not looking in the mirror. Look in the mirror. Ask yourself, are you the person that you want and need to be? And first and foremost, if you want to fall in love with someone, then be the person that you want to fall in love with. Don't think that, you have a mediocre job, you're like minimum wage, barely making it. I'm not trying to knock anybody, but don't think that you're this low-level mind thinker and you own this is all you need out of life. Your highest job is like working at like Walmart or somewhere, and that's all you need. But you want to marry a doctor. You think a doctor is really going to marry or shack up with someone like that? No, they're going to be with someone who add value. Why do you think doctors most normally marry other doctors? Why do you think police officers normally marry police officers? Why do you think lawyers normally marry lawyers? It's not only because they're in that same circle, it's because they normally have the same mindset and they add the same value, if not more, to each other. So be the person that you want to fall in love with. You have to learn how to do that and learn how to give that. And you really must grow mentally, spiritually, as well as physically. When you have all of that in line, then the world is yours. The world is yours anyway. But the day that you realize it, that'll be the day that nobody will be able to stop you. But that's all up to you. And I guess just to close out, I want to say just always give love. That's the cure to everything. And that's pretty much it. Just keep doing what you do. Have a great day. Keep it positive. And, make someone smile today. All right. Have a good one.